Hello everybody, Arkanova here, getting back to some more Let's Play Trails in the Sky the Third. When last we left off, we made it through the mirror image of the Ouroboros, the Ouroboros lab. Now we're going to, so I'm still missing Star Door 6. Workable trial. Just workable trial. Refer you. Ouroboros lab, and now we're gonna do a couple of Star Doors. So we're gonna start with Ren's door. Alright, let's go Ren, let's go beat some butt. I love the way the star chambers look above all else. Overcome the trial before you. Then I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Well, let me tell you all about being petrified. It freaking sucks. I lose so much magic from that, but freaking gotta. Being petrified blows serious chunks. Yep, that was easy. You have overcome the trial. Thus I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Loading. Complete. Potter Matter. I still think it should have been Pater Manor, but whatever. Gordius Clash Tactical Archaism Development Plan. Author 13 Factories. Codename Potter Matter. We intend to develop a cutting-edge archaism that inherits the DNA of the rest of the Gordius series while containing a more advanced control system. It will retain the same tactical effectiveness that was the primary development goal in the previous models, while allowing for a more flexible and precise strategic usage as well. The archaism is intended to be accessible across the whole continent. Powerful main and sub-engines should allow it to operate for several years without resupplying. The use of the Mars Integrated Orbital Arithmetic Logic Unit will allow for advanced autonomous combat and effective identifying of targets. In addition, the Archaism's control system will make use of the operator's nervous system, allowing for reflexive, instinctive movements in combat. The operator will communicate with the Archaism without being in physical contact with it. This will require a compatible candidate to be found and chosen. Overall height 15.5 arg, whatever the hell that means. Unit weight 55 Torum, 68 Torum when fully armed. The Archaism's primary weaponry will be its orbital energy cannons, but will have other kinds of orbital weaponry and even several gunpowder-powered weapons as well as backup. It will also have a revival system, which will use an orbment to generate healing energy to heal or revive its operator in times of danger. The armor plating will be made using the Curtilegan alloy. Curtilegan is the most fitting material to use, given that it is the most capable we have access to in all regards. Capable. For data regarding strength, see files on Gospel Plan. Development is proceeding smoothly in the line of the plans drawn up by Professor Novartis. Tests have also confirmed that they are already capable of providing power to the actuators. However, the professor has raised concerns about the low responsiveness of the flight engine. This is especially true for the anti-gravity generator. He concluded that the engine as it stands cannot be put into actual use. The possibility of using boosters to provide additional propulsion is under consideration. Development of the actuators is experiencing significant difficulty as it isn't possible to simply use the same ones as the other archaisms. The increased size of the main weaponry means the archaism's weight during combat is significant, and as a result, problems have been occurring in the durability tests, especially with the leg joints. It may be possible to make improvements in this area by using precise control so the weight burden is spread evenly rather than focused on one point. The orbital energy cannons that will serve as its primary armaments have been successfully tested. However, by order of Professor Novartis, the possibility of them becoming twin mounts is being analyzed, so they have yet to be equipped. The new orbital engines are expected to be able to provide enough energy to compensate for the necessary increase in output. For the results of the experiments that have been carried out so far, see a separate entry. Tests of the control system continue to be performed. However, none of the test subjects have been able to realize the expected level of precision we are aiming for. The results of the main tests conducted by Professor Novartis and his team can be viewed above. Test subject. Subject A1. Abnormality during Phase 2, comatose. Test subject. Subject B3. Abnormality during Phase 3, cardiac arrest. Test subject. C1. Abnormality during Phase 1, insanity. Test subject. Subject D7. Abnormality during Phase 2, comatose. Test subject. Subject E3. Abnormality during Phase 2, cardiac arrest. Test subject. Subject X2. Abnormality during Phase 2, comatose. Test subject. Subject G4. Abnormality during Phase 3, comatose. Test subject. Subject H1. Abnormality during Phase 2, comatose. Test subject. Subject I6. Abnormality during Phase 4, mental breakdown. As can be seen, all of the test subjects failed to adapt to the control system. Nonetheless, the Society continues to supply test subjects, and we intend to keep performing further experiments. We received word from the Society that development is going smoothly. Their reasoning is that the stability of the control system is in question. Or something. From now on, only test subjects carefully chosen by the Society will be taking part in connection tests. Test subject. Subject R3. Successfully completed all 4 testing phases. Note. Subject did experience a small degree of flashbacks. Test subject. Subject R3. Succeeded in communicating with Powder Matter, ascertaining the Society's intentions in regard to resuming development. Subject R3 has succeeded in operating Powder Matter, ascertaining the Society's intentions in regards to resuming development. Side story. Gordius class experiment report finished. Received 10,000 Mira. Leave me the girl who plays with a giant doll. Only then shall the door open. I just biffed it, so be right back. Alright. So that's a bit of information on Ren and Powder Matter. Alright, so I have Star 9 to do, which is the 50,000 Mira one. Mira comes and Mira goes. Sometimes it may be lost, but at times that loss can be regained manyfold. Offer 50,000 Mira to me, only then shall the door open. Alright. What's good in this door? Star Chamber. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. City of Bows. Thank you very much for coming today. I'd love it if you would be able to start coming to pray like this more often. I'm afraid it looks as though I won't have a choice in that matter. If I show any signs of skipping Mass lately, Lila gives me a stern lecturing. You're rather fortunate to have someone like her by your side, you know. Nothing is more valuable to a person than someone who will chide them when they seem to be straying from the right path. Oh, I couldn't agree more. I do wish she would go a little easier on me than she currently does, however. Look at it this way, the fact that she doesn't shows just how important you are to her. For one thing, I hear you have been exceptionally busy with work these days. I wouldn't be surprised if she hoped to I wouldn't be surprised if she hoped to make the time you spend here to be a break from all of that. As frustrating as it is to admit, that's a scarily sound assessment. But she can't keep me away from work forever now, can she? I think I ought to be getting back to it now, so if you'll excuse me, please give my regards to Father Holstein, too. Certainly. Good day to you, then. As if Lila wasn't bad enough. Now I have Sister Rosa saying the same things as her. Oh well, next up is inspecting the market, so I should probably get to doing that. I was expecting Lila to be here to meet me by now, though. She's been awfully cold to me lately, and I still don't have a clue as to why. I thought she was going to pray with me today, too, but then she had decided that she needed to take care of shopping. Maybe I can grill her on it later. For now, I should try and hurry to get to the market. Oh, isn't that Lila? Thanks, I really do appreciate your help today. Not at all, I should be saying the same to you. Anyway, if you need anything else, just give me a call. I can always wear my way out of whatever's on my schedule to make time for you. I'll certainly keep that in mind. Please do, my little sister's been so excited for the big day already. It'll surely be one to remember. Yes, I'm sure. For now, however, I really should be going. Oh, yeah, the mayor should be about done with Mass now, right? Until next time, farewell for now. Oh, my neck. Did I just witness what I think I did? So that's why she's been acting so distant towards me lately. I wish she'd said something. I thought we were supposed to be close. I suppose it shouldn't come as much of a surprise. She's a grown woman, and she might seem cold towards people on the outside, but she's a wonderful human being, and a rather attractive one, too. If anything, I'm surprised it's taken her this long to find someone. Well, it wouldn't be fair for me to get in the way of her happiness. I do feel a little lonely at the thought, but she's going to want my support. It wouldn't be right for me not to give it to her. I'll have to apologize for being late. Might I ask exactly what you are doing? Oh, it's you, Lila. How long have you been there? You appear to be rather tired. This is why I keep telling you that you need to stop overexerting yourself. Oh no, I'm not, I assure you. Shall we head to the market? Well, if you say so. I mean, you're also an incredibly beautiful, attractively grown woman, Maybelle. So where's your someone? The next day. Mayor Maybelle? Can I ask you to go over what you want me to do one more time, just so I'm not misunderstanding? Well, as I said, I would like for you to investigate exactly what relationship those two have, as well as what kind of person the gentleman in question is. So, to put it in simpler terms, you want me to check out whether they're dating and do a background check on the man, right? Is that right? Yes. Yes, it is. Is there something wrong? Well, kinda. I mean, we bracers do at times do background checks on people, but that's when we suspect or know for sure they're involved in the crime. If they're not, doing so would be an invasion of their privacy, and that doesn't exactly fly with us. Oh. Obviously, if you have reason to believe the man Lila appears to be dating is involved in illegal activity, I'd be happy to help. Is that the case, though? No. On the contrary, actually, he appears to be a good, honest man. I see. There's obviously going to be the chance that it's just a facade and he's not the kind of person he appears to be. But as it stands, I don't see any grounds for the guild to make their move. That is unfortunate, but I can certainly see where you are coming from. I'm sorry for troubling you with this. I don't know what came over me. Please, forget this conversation ever happened. Forgive me for asking this, but you're all in favor of them dating, right? You're not trying to break them up or something? So why are you so concerned with finding all this out? As I think you're aware, Lila lost her mother and father during the 100 Days War. As far as I can tell, the scars that left on her heart still haven't truly healed either. And I believe this to be her first foray into romantic relationships too. I'm just so worried about her getting hurt as a result of this. I'm not the slightest concerned about how noble the man's family is or how much money they have. Nothing superficial like that. All I want to know is whether he genuinely cares for her well-being and will make her happy. That's all that matters to me. I see where you're coming from. Still, at the end of the day, that doesn't give me an excuse to invade the man's privacy or meddle in their affairs. I'm sure Lila will eventually tell me about what's going on when she feels the time is right. I can ask all of my questions then. Nah, this is good stuff. What do you mean? I completely understand where you're coming from here. I'd be more than happy to accept your request. Wait, I thought Are you sure? Wouldn't doing so violate the Bracer Code? Oh. Oh, no worries. The Bracer Code's totally open to individual interpretation, so it leaves a lot to each Bracer's personal judgment. I feel trying to follow the code to the letter and ignoring the feelings of those who are trying to serve misses the point of being a Bracer too. So I don't think it's unfair to dismiss your well-meaning intentions as trying to invade someone's privacy either. You leave all this to me. I'll get you all kinds of answers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you agreeing to do this for me, really. Just know that I completely understand where you were coming from earlier. So I do want to ask that you invade his privacy no more than necessary. Is that fair? Perfect-o. Yeah, I hope this turns out to be something that'll really make her happy. And that day was the day Annalise agreed to accept the mayor's request, immediately and enthusiastically beginning her investigation. Naturally, she was very cautious not to make both Lila and her presumed partner suspicious in the process. Testimony 1. Those two certainly did come here, yes. I remember them sitting at the table over there and having a pleasant conversation with one another. I couldn't tell you what they were talking about, I'm afraid. But I do remember seeing Lila smiling while talking, which you don't see every day with her. That struck me. Really now? Do you remember anything about the man, by the way? Not in much detail, just that he was a well-groomed, seemingly pleasant young man. That's about all I can say, I'm afraid. I see. Can I ask why you want to know all this? Well, you see... Wait, it's okay, you don't need to answer. They're in love, aren't they? It all makes sense now. She did very much look like a girl in love when she was talking to him, you know? So little Lila's finally ready to begin her journey into adulthood, is she? Oh, how sweet. We don't know for sure yet. So please keep this to yourself, okay? Don't go telling any of the other customers and starting any rumors. Not to worry, the secret's safe with me. Testimony 2. Yes, I saw them. I remember the man escorting the maid to the front door of the mayor's mansion. I was surprised he didn't go inside with her, honestly. Whenever I take Mina home, I always do. Oh, Harry. If you ask me, you're the one behaving improperly, not the man we're talking about. I am? Ordinarily, when a gentleman escorts a lady to her home, he doesn't go inside. Really? Really? But surely the fact that I do is proof that we're close, right? I wouldn't be assuming that if I were you. For one thing, those two seemed awfully close without that, didn't they? I'm not saying that it's always wrong to go inside, per se. If that's what you want to keep doing, you won't see me stopping you. Okay. I will, then. Why does everything have to be so much work when it comes to you? Thanks for the info anyway. Testimony 3. You want to ask about a man who's been spending time with Lila lately? Thinking back, I did see her with a man when my husband and I went to the market. They were looking at souvenirs together, I believe. I remember it well, too. I've rarely seen a more adoring pair in my life. They were like a pair of newlyweds. Really? I wouldn't pay much attention to anything my husband says. He has a habit of exaggerating. I'm not ashamed of it either. These kinds of stories are always much more interesting with a touch of dramatic flair. It wasn't the first time I've seen the man, though. I'm sure I've met him before. But I can't for the life of me remember his name. Can you remember, dear? Don't be silly. Of course I remember. I would never forget the name of a man I've done good business with. That was young Leonard. Wait, I know that name. Leonard from the Kingfisher Inn? Oh, you know him already? Well, that puts a damper on my fun. I use that place a lot for work reasons, so I even know him by face. I can't say I know all that much about him as a person, though. If you're well acquainted with him, would you tell me a bit more about him? I don't mind, but this information is going to come cheap. You're gonna charge me? Please, that's not funny, dear. We owe ever so much to the Bracer Guild. You can't threaten to charge a member. I won't have it. Sorry, but I just can't help myself to a good joke. Let's see. Well, he's a good, honest man, for starters. Several days later. I see, so the man in question is Leonard from the Kingfisher Inn. I wonder how those two came to know each other. Oh, you know Leonard already? Only by name. I can't say I've ever spoken to him in person as such. The Kingfisher Inn has really made a name for itself in recent years. It's been doing quite well financially, too. As things stand, it's a good target for investment. Trino said that, too. I'm no expert on that kind of stuff, though. Still, from what I can gather based on your report, their relationship is a healthy one. And you seem to think very highly of Leonard. Oh, absolutely. Even his little sister, Sophina, is super sweet. I'd say you don't have anything to worry about with them. From what I've gathered, they'd make a picture-perfect married couple. I'd like to believe that's still a while off. Then again, if they really are dating, it's a reality I'll have to come to terms with sooner or later. I'm happy for her, but at the same time, I'm a little sad too. I get what you mean. Thank you very much for your report, Annalise. It sounds like she's made a fine choice. So I suppose all I can do now is wait for her to share the truth with me herself. That sounds like a good plan. Miss Maybelle, it's me, Lila. Could I have a little of your time? Oh, speak of the devil. I wonder if the time has finally come. That'd be one funny coincidence, but maybe it has. And if it has, that's just about time I made my exit. I wouldn't want to get in the way. Nonsense, I'd actually prefer it if you stayed. If she does tell us what I expect her to, I don't intend to hide the truth of what I asked you to do. Oh, I see. Well, okay then. Miss Maybelle. Oh, sorry, Lila. Come on in. As you wish. Oh, Miss Annalise? Please do accept my apologies. I didn't realize I was intruding. You're not. Don't mind me. I was here to give my report on an investigation on behalf of the mayor. I see. So what brings you here, Lila? Do you have something you want to talk to me about? You can say that, yes. I have an important request I wish to make of you. Really now, what would it happen to be? Well, it concerns the Kingfisher Inn near Valeria Lake. My. Right. Excuse me? Did you think I had no idea what was happening? I already know everything there is to know. How could you possibly? I'm sorry. I actually had Annalise here look into it for me. I was worried about you, you see. You'd been behaving so strangely lately. I'm sorry that I did it. I just couldn't help myself. I see. There's no need for you to apologize, however. I didn't mean to worry you. Perhaps I should have been more open from the start. So, is Leonard being good to you? Damn, cut right to the chase, why don't you? He's a very kind man, yes. Why do you ask? That wasn't what I was asking. Oh, you know what I mean, Lila. So, is there anything else you want to say on the matter? Well, yes. If it's alright with you, I'd like to get right to discussing the date for the big day. Already? The big day? You've already started mapping it out? We have. We were hoping to keep it a secret for as long as possible in order to surprise you. Naturally, I've made sure everything fits into your schedule. Do I have your okay to begin making the necessary arrangements? Wowie. Is something wrong? Yeah. What was that? You dummy! I can see why you might have wanted to surprise me. I can. But did you really have to keep this from me until this late in the process? I mean, you've got a right to your own private life, and you don't have to share everything in that with me. I'm not saying you have to, but I can't believe you would decide something so important without consulting me even once. Do I mean that little to you? Besides, you've only been going out for about a month. Aren't wedding bells at this stage a little premature? This decision is going to impact you for the rest of your life, Lila. You understand that, right? I think you should calm down and listen to what she has to say, Mayor Maybelle. I'm sure she does understand and has her own reasons for deciding. I have a horrible feeling that there's a very grave misunderstanding taking place here. You serious? Just what are we misunderstanding? The arrangements I have been making are for your next vacation. You've been so busy lately that I thought you really ought to have one, so I've been making the necessary arrangements in secret. What? You mentioned before that you would like to visit the famous Kingfisher Inn once, you see. So when Leonard needed to come to Post Market to do some shopping, we decided to use this chance to meet and discuss how to go about this. I didn't realize my actions were causing so many problems for you. Whoopsie. I worry about you sometimes. Besides, I have no intention of getting married before a certain mistress of mine. Which doesn't seem to be anytime soon, since she makes a hobby of turning down countless marriage proposals in favor of devoting herself to work. It's not a hobby. It's because I have so much work on my plate that I don't have time for marriage to be on the brain. So there's nothing between you and Leonard? Nothing at all? Everyone says you two have been getting along so well. I'll admit that he's a lovely man, and one I have a very positive impression of. But I've never considered him a potential partner. Not once. Why? All girls your age experience romance at least once. It wouldn't be right for you not to do the same. This isn't something I intended to come out with and say, but it seems you leave me with no choice. Right now, the most important thing in my life is your happiness. I will put that over anything and everything else. Ensuring it is my greatest joy. My very reason for being. Until you've decided upon a partner to supplement that happiness, I have absolutely no intention of looking at anyone but you. I do appreciate you worrying about me. No, damn, Lila! If it's my happiness you want, if it's my happiness you want, I ask that you focus on your own happiness first and foremost. And yet, like clockwork, I see you here disregarding your well-being and taking care of far more work than is humanly possible. Fine, I get it. Now that we can put the whole marriage thing behind us, I will accept your offer for a vacation. So feel free to proceed with your plan. I leave arranging the schedule to you. As you wish. Then if you will permit me to excuse myself, I shall. Good day to you too, Miss Annalise. Oh. I'm really sorry. Looks like our research may have been a tad incomplete. Don't worry about it. I don't think anything was wrong with your report. All this was due to me foolishly jumping to conclusions. I can't believe I ended up giving her yet another excuse to lecture me. Oh, that's no big deal. I gotta admit though, I'm jealous. Jealous? Ha! You never heard that. Anyway, I'm sure I'll see you around. You two look great together. Oh? Oh, Annalise. What a day. I feel almost ashamed to be this relieved over all of this. I don't know if I'll ever be able to manage without her at my side. Then just tell her you love her. Side story, like a mother, finished. Bloody meatballs. 100,000 monies! Now that's a good payoff. Path has already been opened. Open the door and step inside. Proof. Ah, good day. It's nice to see you. So would you like to participate again? Oh, is that an invitation I see? Could I trouble you to hand it over? The term of invitation was carefully inspected. Thank you. You may now challenge the Heart Arena whenever you see fit. Well, what would you like to do now? Participate in the Heart Arena. Splendid. Well then, if you don't mind following me. I just love how, like, Fist of the North Star JoJo this looks. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. This game is amazing. This series is amazing. It's all just so good. It is now time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Tonight, 40 Warriors will be stepping up to the plate and challenging the Heart Arena. So let's get right to introducing our fierce fighters, shall we? In the blue corner, we are led by Father Kevin Graham of the Septian Church's Gralsritter. Standing against them in the red corner, we have the mysterious Team Black Jaegers. Let the first round begin! Step on up and ready your weapons. Ready? Fight! How did you miss, Miss Annalise? Shazam. Yeah, he just throws out so much damage, it's crazy. Bam! job. Easy peasy mode.
Oh yeah!
Freaking hard mode arena is not that bad. So far. The match is decided. The winner is Father Gramstein. Oh, Team Robots, huh? Team Rheingold from the 13 Factories. Ready? Oh, that thing in the middle is terrifying as hell.
All yours.
Oh boy, this is painful.
Make
Damn. Freaking when I said easy peasy, I apparently didn't know what I was talking about.
unbelievable.
Freaking I am getting just molly womped up there later. Damn.
I'll save you.
Alright, now we're back in it. Into it. Alright, that was a Bit more intense than I would have liked. They were fast. They were really pretty fast. Final round, Team Dragons. Team Baby Dragon, led up by Ancient Dragons. Rawr! Let's make sure none of them have reflect. Oh, I gotta put her thing back on too. Her extra magic on. What the hell was that? Weird as hell is what that was.
Let's end this.
I guess I'll just keep Kevin doing the heals whenever he wakes up. Much better. Tiny Ragnar, huh? Oh, Kevin got.
This isn't good.
Well, that sucks. Have her get fully healed. Alright, clear out 2 more of those guys. Alright, wake up, Kevin. Oh.
Unbelievable. This isn't good.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Here I go!
Unbelievable.
Shazam. Oh, she got blinded again? How lame.
Unbelievable.
Ugh. This fight is fairly annoying. If you could stop being blinded, I would love that. His breath attacks make for some really friggin' annoying stuff when it's on turbo mode. Oh crap, I should have just healed him because she's about to die.
Yeah!
Alright. That was a bit annoying, but we got through. Ooh. That was a bit annoying. Congratulations all of you on your victory. That really was quite a show of skill. Your matches were a joy to watch. A small token of my appreciation for putting on such a fine show. Spiritual and 10,000 money. You're now in the right channels in Nightmare Arena. You'll still need to find the invitation in order to do so. However, should you find one, please do come back here. Side story of the arena finished. Huzzah. Or Alright, that's another star door down. Well. Yeah, I don't know where star door 6 is at. Alright, let's go. And this will be the last thing we do today. Overcome the trial before you, then I shall grant you a memory fragment and a blessing. I hate that. Thankfully, we're not all casters. So it'll make this marginally more useful. Yep, Rending Blind is... Freaking Rending Blind on your physical attackers is great. We're just gonna have Rain keep spamming Shadow Spear. Didn't mean to target him, but it's fine. Ah, so we should prevent that as well. Got it. Super weak, Annalise. Super weak. Let's just take him down.
My, that was easy.
That was pretty easy. We've overcome the trial. Let's get that memory fragment and learn some stuff. Blue Blonde's mask, huh? An investigative report on Phantom Thief B, his crimes, his history, and his true identity. Imperial Chronicle Investigation Team. Phantom Thief B has had quite the lengthy and productive career in thievery in the Empire, as the amount of records we have been able to find on his crimes proves beyond doubt. From numerous paintings held in the Imperial Art Gallery, to a septium crystal held in the Empire's customs warehouse, to even a cutting-edge tank held in an Imperial Army Research Facility, nothing is truly safe when he desires to steal it. His conquests aren't limited to inanimate objects. He has been guilty of pretending to be a military officer and eloping with the wife of a Marquis on one reported occasion. Yet, and this is perhaps the most baffling part, there is no concrete evidence to suggest he has profited from his exploits. Rather, the objects stolen usually end up in places so bizarre their owners are liable to faint upon hearing about them. In other cases, they are transformed into Mira, which is then rained down from the sky in areas largely inhabited by those less fortunate. Hearing this, one might be led to think him a vigilante thief who takes from the rich and giving to the poor, but make no mistake, the truth is not so simple. The wife of the Marquis discussed earlier is a fine example of that. As of this writing, it has been a little over half a year since the elopement took place. Since then, she has remained unaccounted for. Many of the items stolen by him may return to the public eye in some fashion, but not all. Between his eccentric techniques and bizarre behavior regarding the objects he steals, it might appear as though his thefts are purely whims and nothing else. Upon studying the overall picture and reviewing the objects, and indeed people, in play, you begin to see that they all have one specific thing in common. Take the artwork stolen from the Imperial Art Gallery, for example. Each one of them were works of pure genius, painted by a master of their craft. But they gained a reputation for being too complex for the target audience of such works, the nobility, and were shamefully stored away instead of placed on display. Similar can be said of the Septium Crystal. Known for its unparalleled beauty, after being seized by customs it was sealed away in a warehouse and doomed never to be admired by human eyes again. The tank, again, is one more example, with its promising development cut short. Rather than be put to good use, it was left collecting dust. As an aside, the case of the Marquis's wife does contain some striking similarities. Despite marrying her, he devoted most of his attention to his concubines and barely spared a thought for her. In conclusion, we can see now that the underlying motive for his actions is finding objects of beauty that have been abandoned by the world and freeing them from their foolish owners. No matter how the world may see his crimes, his motive is clear. The truth of that is evident in the cards he leaves before committing the crimes. This is the so-called liberation of beauty mentioned upon each of them. Phantom Thief B steals not for money, but for an ideal he believes in, and it is in this fact we believe are clues to his true identity. A number of valid theories have come about on the face behind the famed thief. Unfortunately, they are all as lacking in conclusive proof as they are numerous, and so it is impossible to say whether any of them are actually correct. To complicate matters further, we now even have deranged individuals coming forward pretending to be him and allowing themselves to be captured by law enforcement. That is not to say, however, that none of the theories circulating are at all plausible. Here, we will introduce 3 such theories which have developed significant followings and may not turn out to be too far from the truth. Theory 1. Amorous con artist X. X's personal history. X is known for his exceptional skills as a con artist, having faked his own identity in order to engage in romantic relationships with many noble women. He was as handsome as he was capable, and he was exceptionally proud in that nature as well. Born to a poor family in the temperate South, he became used to stealing in order to make ends meet from a young age. According to testimony from a companion of his at the time, he was never once caught for such thefts. The reason X converted from being a common thief to a con artist is believed to have stemmed from falling in love with a noblewoman of much higher social standing than he. The rule of aristocracy was absolute in the country he called home, and blessed romances between those of different classes unthinkable. With that in mind, he resolved to create a false identity in order to make his dream possible. Following his first rousing success, he came to do the same on a myriad of other occasions, indulging in one forbidden affair after another. It was a mere 10 years ago that he was arrested on suspicion of identity fraud, but even before a miraculous escape from prison, ever since then his whereabouts have remained unknown. Thoughts? Both X's peerless skills as a thief and his interest in forbidden romances with noble women sound remarkably like what we know of Phantom Thief B. Also worth noting is that despite using his abilities of deception to court those of vast wealth, he displayed virtually no interest in their fortunes. That is to say, he gained no financial benefit from his actions whatsoever. Instead, he simply lamented that he was unable to indulge in them because something as trivial as a social class. We conclude that this attitude bears a striking resemblance to the thief's own views on beauty. 32. Tragic artist Y. Y's personal history. Y was an artist with a rather tragic past. Born to a middle-class family in the north, he was hired by an influential aristocrat to be their personal artist, producing many a stunning piece of work. However, it was later discovered that wasn't all he produced. On the contrary, he was also responsible for a number of counterfeit pieces. The one who hired him sought to profit through ill means thanks to his work, and so he created such counterfeits under the noble's instructions. One day, however, Y suddenly left the noble's service. The reason remains unknown. This is where his tragedy begins. Immediately after leaving his client behind, Y received a terrible piece of news. His lover, the daughter of a respected family, had been killed in a traffic accident. While there is no evidence to prove as such, it is rumored that a noble may have had a hand in her death. Y was only spotted once more at his lover's grave before forever disappearing from the public eye. To those who knew his story, he became known as the truly tragic artist. Several years later, the noble was murdered. Thoughts? The story of Y still has several unsolved mysteries surrounding it and has invited much speculation, both of which have likely led to the theory that he and Phantom Thief B are one and the same. Those aren't the only reasons, naturally. Phantom Thief B has been known, at times, to try and dispose of counterfeits, believing them to be false beauty. This has led to some to believe that Phantom Thief B may be attempting to rid the world of counterfeits that he himself created. Lending further credibility to this is the discovery that forgeries disposed of by Phantom Thief B were indeed the works of Y. Theory 3. Skilled martial artist Z. Z's personal history. The story of Z is significantly different from the other two potential identities we have proposed here, making this an unusual but still plausible possibility. Z was born in the Far East, as the son of a famed military family. He was an attractive, delicately built young man, but he was far more skilled in martial arts than his frame would have suggested, being blessed with great natural talent. He is also said to have possessed a keen, sharp mind, and there was a mild air of arrogance about him, too. Z was indeed blessed in nearly every way. He came from an important family, he had skill, he had looks, and as a result, he came to feel bored with the world around him. He hardly kept such thoughts to himself. In fact, he often voiced his complaints to anyone within earshot. Those complaints persisted until one day, he simply disappeared, telling no one where he was going and leaving nothing to suggest his next destination. Thoughts? Much of this theory is based on the idea of geniuses being eccentric by nature. There are some who say that the frightening style of Z has some resemblance to the peculiar skills used by Phantom Thief B, but in terms of credibility, this theory is barely a cut above any other similarly unusual suggestions. Still, the idea that the man beneath the mask is one from the East is certainly an interesting and exciting one, leading many to wish it were true, even if they find themselves doubting it actually is. That brings us to the end of outlining three very different theories. Could X, Y, or Z be the true identity of our famed Phantom Thief? Or is the truth perhaps something else entirely? The only way we will know for sure is to hear the truth from the man himself. Of course, whether we can trust anything he says is a discussion for another time. Postscript. After this article was first published, we received a card believed to be from Phantom Thief B himself at our office. The contents of the card are as follows. The truth of my identity is already within your grasp. My number reveals all. Judging by this, it is believed that one of the three theories proposes the true identity of Phantom Thief B. That is said, uncovering the meaning behind his words has proven to be a trying task. Will one valued reader be able to step forward and solve what we cannot? Only time will tell. Phantom Thief B report. Side story finished. Phantom Thief's cape. Ooh, and 10,000 money. Ooh, fun. It's alright. Alright. Well, everybody, that's where we're going to call it for now. Well then, this has been Ark Nova playing Trails in the Sky the Third. Until next time, stay cool.